but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
Streaming is easy. Being good at streaming is hard.
So
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to the Hard Light Network. What up, guys? Today I am back on my ish talking about the recent Hasan Piker drama. For those of you who aren't stuck in grade school level politics, Hasan Piker is an open avowed socialist bread tuber. He has a massive audience and is valued at about $1.5 million, streaming every day from his castle on the hill in the affluent Beverly Hills. Hasan is no stranger to controversy, in fact almost welcoming it as he gives his lukewarm takes topped with a dollop of Dunning-Kruger. But today, guys, we're not actually here to talk about Hasan's political takes. No, we're here to talk about his take on streaming. About a week ago, Hasan set the entire commentary community ablaze when he said that streaming is probably the most socially demanding job there is.
yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired. But a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. So,
to tell you the truth, guys, this isn't the first time I've heard a streamer give this sort of take. In fact, I've noticed that most streamers tend to go back and forth on this issue quite often throughout their career. And funny enough, they usually do so in conjunction with criticisms of other streamers. And usually the conversation gets started a lot like this one. But is there any truth to either claim, and where do I land on this situation? We're going to get into it in a second, guys, but before we do, I need you to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any content coming up in the near future. But when it comes to this question of how difficult it is to stream, I don't think there's anybody who denies that it has its challenges. It is a job after all, and with that comes trade-offs. However, I think most people would agree that the trade-offs are well worth it. To be completely fair here, I think Hasan is a bit of an easy target considering how contentious of an individual he already is within the community. A lot of people already don't like Hasan, and he's made incredibly piss-poor arguments in the past, but does that make him wrong about this specific situation? Now guys, that clip I showed at the beginning of the video does get to the heart of the issue, but Hasan feels like he's been taken out of context, and as a result, he's offered up more arguments in defense of his position.
No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm going to die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay. I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point. Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it. Yeah, think about it this way. Like, you give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like, after a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk ever again.
So even with this added context, it's hard to see how Hasan isn't just contradicting himself openly here. This whole controversy started because he said there isn't a real job out there that drains you socially like streaming does, but then he gives multiple examples of quote-unquote real jobs that do stress you out socially as much as streaming does. And he's not the only one doing it, but I don't understand why he keeps using the term real job as if streaming isn't a real job. It's one thing to compare the difficulty of streaming with another job, but it's kind of silly to say that it doesn't qualify as an actual job. I mean, really, can someone explain to me how working as a streamer is somehow radically different from working at like a call center? Both of them require you to sit at your computer for hours on end and talk to people. Neither one of them are physical jobs. And if you factor in commute to the office, both of them take about 9 hours out of your day. And just like at a call center, you have to deal with your boss and coworkers, on streaming services, you have to deal with other streamers and the platform. Really, the only major difference is how they cut the check. But I would argue that this isn't even about the difficulty of the job. Every job comes with its own difficulties and stresses. Being a police officer is not harder or easier than being a construction worker, or a fireman, or a nurse. No, what I would actually argue that most people are upset about is when people like Hasan Piker and Asmongold, the people who are the most successful on these streaming platforms, the people who have benefited the most from them. The problem comes about when these people forget about what exactly sort of perks come along with being successful on a streaming platform. Just to go back to the call center analogy, in most cases, these people have to commute to their job, and if they do go to the office, there's a reasonable expectation that they get along with their coworkers. Not only that, but the oversight from their boss is going to be much more direct than it is on YouTube or Twitch. Compare that to a live streamer who not only doesn't have a commute, but in a lot of instances can actually benefit from drama between them and other influencers. Not only that, but there's a greater level of internal freedom on how you choose to work. So when Hasan says that he has to sit there for 9 hours a day, no one is putting that expectation on him but himself, and he's benefiting from every second of it. There are other factors too that Hasan really isn't considering. As of now, the barrier to entry when it comes to streaming has never been lower. It's cheaper and easier to start working as a streamer than it is to buy your own lawn equipment and start a groundskeeping business. And remember where Hasan is speaking to us from, guys. He lives in a $3 million mansion in Beverly Hills. His career in influencing and streaming has bought him incredible amounts of upward mobility, which is a lot more than a lot of working class people can say. So when Hasan says that streaming is hard, it's not that he's wrong, it's just that he's crying all the way up there in his crystal tower, and us regular normal people can't see him from all the way down here. I'm certain that if his suffering was more apparent, then the average person would probably agree more readily. And therein lies the real problem. Hasan just lacks the self-awareness to see that he is suffering in posh luxury. And yeah, while it might be true for some people that socializing for long periods of time can leave you drained, it's just as equally true that socializing can give other people energy and make them feel motivated to do more and to be better. I'm not monetized yet, but when I stream, I feel great for hours afterwards, even if it's late at night. I love the energy that I get from people when having conversations with them, and I can easily get tied up in a stream for hours and hours on end. But where does Asmongold factor into all this? You see, Asmongold's an even bigger streamer with an even larger following and an even greater bank account. And while Hasan was getting absolutely bodied by everyone on the internet for his total Weenie Hut Jr. level take, Asmongold descended on a cloud like Zeus from Olympus to render his assistance.
And so there's a lot of people, streaming is literally the easiest part of being a content creator. You just sit down, make money, just spawns in. It's just so goddamn free. Who is this guy? Does he stream? They have 400 viewers. Streaming is easy. Being good at streaming is hard. Hopefully now he understands. I understand, obviously, there's a lot of people. Bad take. No, isn't 400 viewers good? Oh, it's definitely good. But you're not going to go and tell somebody who's one of the top streamers on the entire platform that it's easy. Do you really think that Hasan's experience and this random's experience is going to be the same streaming? That's insane.
Ah yes, the tried and true punching down method. I feel like he was going to go way harder on the 400 viewer count argument before his chat started saying something about it. I don't know, I just felt like he was gearing up to say something else about it, and his chat was like, wait, isn't that a lot? And not for nothing, but 400 average live viewers is actually a pretty substantial achievement. The most amount of people I've ever had watching me on YouTube live stream was about 8 to 10 people, and on Discord it was about 40 to 50. Yeah, 400 average viewers is pretty solid. But even if it wasn't, even if Goblin was some little rinky-dink channel like me, that's not an argument, Asmongold. Instead of telling us how bad Goblin is and how pitiful his career is, can you tell us how it's hard to be a streamer? If anything, I would argue that smaller streamers are keenly aware of how hard it is, Asmongold. At least you get the benefit of reciprocity. A lot of us are out here speaking to the void, and we're doing just fine. Send help, please! Anyway, I don't really know what else to say about the subject, guys. It's kind of a silly topic when it comes up. There's normally just never this many people talking about it when it does. And while I hope we can all agree that streaming has its own challenges that shouldn't be overlooked or downplayed, I hope we can also agree that these takes from Hassan Piker and Asmongold are big dumb, no fun. I do really hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was fun to make. You know, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any future stuff. As always, lots coming in the future. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. And until next time, love you guys. Safe travels.